Good afternoon, everyone. How are you on this day? Well, I hope. Today's subjects are, if I get time to do them both, are cyclists. Now, I respect most cyclists, 98% of them. But some of them, and the ones we're going to talk about today, are just dicks. And my next subject... Fucking hell, I've already forgotten my next subject. Oh yeah, that's it. An email. I received a reply to my email back to him, so we'll talk about that. So, see you when we're out on the road. It's the wrong button. So yeah, this email. He's basically replied to me saying, "Oh man, I thought you were someone else." Bullshit, did you think I was someone else? I've got a pretty unique name on YouTube, so I call that bullshit. And he's one of these people that quite happily talk shit about you until you call him up on it. So yeah, he's a bit of a prick. He's like, "Oh no man, I mean it was someone else, not you. I like your bike." Yeah. Thanks for the compliment on the bike. Why are you slowing down? But yeah, no, if you're going to be like that, at least admit that you're like that. And don't, as soon as you get called up on it, chicken out. Right now, cyclists. Now most cyclists, like I say, I have a lot of respect for. It's not easy to cycle on the roads. And where I live, we don't get it too much because there's not that many red lights. But what I'm going to talk about are red light jumping cyclists. You're on the road, got to play by the rules of the road. Right? It's all well and good you complaining when vehicles pass you close by and stuff. Yeah, I get that, and yeah, feel free to complain. But if you're gonna do that, at least play by the same rules as everyone else. The amount of cyclists I see when I go into the city, going through red lights, cutting up other cars, and then instantly blaming the car driver. "Oh, you're too close to me." Well, fuck off. If you're wandering across in front of him, he's got no choice but to be close to you. A car can't just stop on a tenpence. And then they complain when they go through red lights and get hit. "Oh, why didn't you see me?" Well, yeah, sure, it's every driver's responsibility to take care when driving on the road and be prepared for the unforeseen. But you can only prepare a certain amount, and if you're not helping yourself by driving through red lights, what are the car drivers meant to do? They got no choice but to hit you. Well, actually, that's wrong. They got nowhere else to go. You're in the one and only place where they can go. Like I say, it's not all cyclists. And yeah, I admit, car drivers and some bike drivers run through red lights. And that's a story for a different time. But it's just the fact of car drivers and bike drivers, we got number plates, we can be tracked. cyclists have no way of tracking them. So unless you're caught in the act, you basically get away with it. So I think we should come up with some way that cyclists have to have almost a number plate as well. Think bike it, yeah. Help the heroes, we like this person in front. Not entirely sure what happened there. Bike's running better for a lane. So yeah, push bikes need some form of way of tracking them. I get they don't have to pay livery tax and stuff like that, because possibly the amount of road wear that they make is small, and I might be wrong in saying that vehicle livery tax, which everyone miscalls road tax, the vehicle hasn't paid road tax since I think it was the 70s it got changed. So yeah, no, we need some way of tracking them, because they're just... Just they're getting away with it. It's not right. So, what are your thoughts on cyclists and what they do and don't do? I mean, I invite you to tell me. I invite you to give me your opinions on whether you think I'm wrong or not. That cyclists should be allowed to drive through red lights. I mean, I personally don't think that's the case. But in any society, you're going to say something that's going to upset some people. And I have no doubt what I've just said will upset many people. But I want to make it 100% clear. I'm only talking about certain cyclists. I'm not saying that all cyclists do it. I'm not saying 50% of them do it. It is a marginal 2% that do it. Ruin it for everyone else. But hey ho, what can you do? No, I've said. And I've said this before, and I'm going to bring it up again. If a cyclist hits me, I've obviously got insurance. I've got to have insurance to drive on the public highway. But as far as I can tell, cyclists don't need any sort of vehicle insurance. If that's the case, if a cyclist hits me and writes off my bike, who am I meant to talk to about getting my bike fixed? Because a cyclist isn't... If I take a cyclist to court, prove that it's his fault, he's going to go, oh, I can't pay that, and then either I'm not going to get my bike fixed, or I'm going to have to shell out loads of money to fix my bike, and I'm just seen off. I don't know if there is a law saying that cyclists need some form of, like, liability insurance or anything like that. So I called up to the cyclists that I do know, that watch my channel, to tell me if that's the rules or not. But that's enough of ranting. Something that quite a lot angers me is people in shops, and only ever seems to happen in supermarkets, I guess, really, because that's the only place you can do it. Stopping in like a mouth of an aisle or something, or in an aisle right in the middle of it. It just boggles my mind as to why these, for want of a better word, mouth breathers do that. How I can see no need whatsoever for it to happen. But alas, it does. And yes, it bothers me. Just get out of the way. Don't stop in a stupid place. I get that if you stop to the side of the aisle, that's fine. I get that at that point you may be in someone's way because they might want to get to the items behind you. But that can't be helped because there's items lining the aisles. Just don't stop in the middle of the aisle. Or right in the mouth, especially when you got the guys out stacking the shelves with those cages, who they have no choice but where they put their cage. But you don't have to be a dick and stop right next to it. And then when someone goes, "Oh, do you mind moving?" having a go at them. It's like, "Oh, there's no need to be so rude." Well, don't stop in the fucking middle of the aisle. When I was in Tesco's just now, I got into an argument. If we had been on the road, it would have been road rage. So I guess that's like, it'd be like aisle rage or something. Where this fucking dozy cow decided she would stop in the aisle, in the middle of the aisle, and start talking to her baby. Alright? The baby wasn't making a fuss or anything, it was just sitting there cooing away, going, "Oh, look at all the pretty things." She just starts talking to it and then fiddling with his hat. Which way are you going, friends? You're going this way, eh? Right, you're not. Yeah, started fiddling with his hat. There was nothing wrong with the hat. She basically ended up putting it in the exact same place that it was. Now, if we'd been outside and it had been raining, yeah, I could have understood that. Obviously, babies' immune systems, and they can't regulate their temperature as well as we can. They can't sort themselves out. But no, you was in the middle of a fucking shop. And it wasn't a quick 5-second stop, it was a, "I'm going to take my fucking time." Why? Why has evolution not removed these people from being? It's like, right, I'm British. British love queuing. It's like, it's what we do when we're not moaning about the weather. But if I'm stood behind you in a queue and a space comes, like at those self-service checkouts, fucking hate the thing, but sometimes I've got no choice but to use them. If a checkout becomes available and you don't take it, I'm taking it. Oh well. Anyway, my friends, that's my rant over for today. I don't know how much of it you're going to see, and but what I do know is I will see you on the other side.